My sister's message came through just after midnight. You're not invited to the wedding. Goodbye, loser. A second later, my mother reacted with a heart emoji. Not a correction, not even a call, just that. I stared at my phone longer than I should have, watching more notifications pile in from cousins and aunts who treated cruelty like entertainment when it happened to me. Someone added laughing emojis. My younger brother sent a GIF. For them, it was another family joke. For me, it felt strangely familiar. I had spent most of my adult life being useful, not loved. When Dad left years ago, I was the one who quietly started covering Mom's rent shortfalls. I paid my brother's overdue tuition twice. When my sister got engaged and wanted her dream wedding, I became the silent contributor behind deposits, catering advances, and the venue payment plan linked to my account because her credit wasn't strong enough. No one called me generous. They called me reliable, which in my family really meant convenient. I typed for a while before responding. Then I erased everything except perfect. Then I'll remove my payments from the account. I sent it. The chat exploded. Oh no, scary. Look who's sensitive. You wouldn't dare. My mother finally wrote, stop being dramatic. That one almost hurt more than the original text. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I simply opened my banking app, canceled the scheduled transfers, removed my linked authorization from the wedding vendor accounts, and sent formal notices where my name was financially attached. It took less than 20 minutes. Years of being treated like an emotional punching bag undone by paperwork. Then I put my phone on silent and went to sleep. By 7:15 the next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls, my sister, my mother, my aunt, even her fiancé. Voicemails stacked one after another. At first, I thought maybe someone was hurt. Then I listened. The wedding venue had flagged the final payment failure. The florist order was paused. The catering installment had bounced without my guarantor status. Several services required immediate replacement funding before noon or contracts would be canceled, and because this was all happening less than 2 weeks before the ceremony, emergency rebooking costs were significantly higher. For the first time in my life, their panic wasn't about my feelings. It was about consequences. My mother's voicemail was trembling, but not with remorse. How could you do this to your sister? Not why are you hurt? Not we went too far. Just logistics. My sister's message was worse. You're seriously ruining my wedding over a joke. I read that 3 times. A joke. I thought about every birthday they forgot unless I paid, every holiday where I brought gifts and left feeling invisible. Every time my success became family resource management rather than personal dignity, I finally replied once. I'm not ruining your wedding. I'm simply no longer financing my exclusion. Then I muted everything again. By afternoon, extended family shifted tactics. The same relatives who laughed hours earlier were suddenly calling for peace. One uncle even offered to mediate, as though this were a misunderstanding instead of a pattern. But institutions are less emotional than families. Banks don't care about guilt. Contracts don't respond to gaslighting. Deadlines don't bend for manipulation. And for once, my silence carried more authority than their noise. Eventually, my mother came to my apartment unannounced. She looked smaller somehow, not softer, just cornered. She didn't apologize immediately. Instead, she tried the familiar script. Family loyalty, stress, wedding pressure. I listened politely, then I asked one question. If I mattered so little that humiliating me was funny, why does my absence suddenly matter now? She had no real answer. Only tears, and for the first time I understood something painful but freeing. They hadn't mistaken my kindness for love. They had mistaken it for permission. I didn't scream. I didn't demand an apology. I told her I hoped the wedding happened beautifully, but it would happen without my money. And maybe from now on without my participation. She left quietly. The wedding did happen, eventually. Smaller, scaled back, noticeably less extravagant. I wasn't there. I saw photos weeks later through social media. My sister looked beautiful. My mother smiled. From the outside, everything seemed intact. But I knew better. Something fundamental had shifted, not because I destroyed anything, because I stopped protecting people from the cost of disrespecting me. I still think about that group chat sometimes, how easily they laughed, how quickly they panicked, and how strange it felt to finally understand that dignity doesn't always come from confrontation. Sometimes it comes from withdrawal, not revenge, not cruelty, just the quiet ending of access. By morning, everything had changed, mostly me.